Elias dabbed antiseptic gel onto his sliced palm. The cut stung from a slipped hydrospanner during the shuttle repair. Blood welled up again. He cursed under his breath and glanced at the chamber door. It slammed shut. Red security lights pulsed. Lockdown protocol engaged. The wall panel intoned. Intruder containment. Elias froze. This was the Empress's bedside chamber. He'd been summoned for an urgent fix on her life support pod. Now alarms blared. Footsteps echoed outside. He was trapped with Velith Sorin herself. The Empress lay propped on silken pillows, her iridescent skin dulled to gray. Tubes snaked into her arms. She wheezed, eyes half-lidded, the weight of her dying empire pressing her frail form deeper into the bed. Elias backed toward the workbench. "Your Majesty, stay calm. I'll signal maintenance," she rasped. "Human," the noise. Her voice cut like fractured crystal. Elias knelt by the pod's access panel, toolkit clattering. Blood dripped from his hand onto the floor. He snatched a sterile cloth, pressing it hard. The Empress shifted. Her claw-tipped hand shot out, gripping his forearm. Strength surprised him, bones like alloy cables. "Blood," she hissed. "Not on royal weave." Elias yanked back. Too late. A droplet splattered her sheets. She lunged forward, fangs bared, and clamped onto his wrist. Pain flared. Her teeth pierced skin, not deep, but firm. Warmth spread. His blood flowing into her mouth. Elias shoved. "Hey, stop!" She held fast, eyes widening. Seconds ticked. Then she released him, staggering upright. Color bloomed across her skin, wrinkles smoothed. Her posture straightened, spine cracking like resetting gears. Elias stared. She stood tall now, lithe and vital, horns gleaming polished obsidian. "Guards!" she barked. "Seize the human." Alive. The door hissed open. Captain Sayathani burst in, plasma rifle leveled. 4 armored Imperials flanked her, visors down. Saya's gaze flicked from Elias to Velith. "Empress?" "You!" "Obey," Velith snapped. Her voice rang clear. No wheeze. Elias raised bloody hands. "Wait, it was an accident. I was fixing your pod." Saya advanced, cuffing his wrists with energy binders. They hummed, locking tight. "Diplomacy ends here, mechanic." They dragged him to the antechamber. Physician Prime Rel Nime waited, scanner humming in his grip. Chancellor Keth Varun stood beside him, robes immaculate, face a mask of calculation. Violith swept in, trailing guards. She flexed her fingers, marveling at smooth joints. "Scan me, Rahl. Now." Rahl complied. The device whirred, projecting holograms, cellular matrices spinning. Impossible. Telomere extension, full reversal. "You're regenerated." By 80 cycles, the room stilled. Keth's eyes narrowed on Elias. The human's blood. Correlation? Rahl jabbed the scanner at Elias. "Contagion risk. Isolate him." Elias twisted in binders. "Lady, I'm no plague, just a cut from a tool. Happens all the time." Velith circled him, nostrils flaring. She touched her lips, still tinged red. Taste lingers. Metallic fire. My pulse, it's slamming like a fusion core. Sia gripped her rifle tighter. "Empress. Step back." He could be engineered. Keth raised a hand. "Captain, stand down. This variable is now Imperial property." He signaled attendants. "Escort him to the sealed diplomatic suite. Full quarantine protocols." Elias met Velith's gaze. Her eyes, once faded, burned violet now. "You detained me for repairs. Now this?" She tilted her head, alien fascination rippling her frills. "Human blood restarts engines, ours grind to dust." Guards hauled him away. Keth followed, voice low. "Chancellor to Empress, we control this." Factions stir. Succession hangs by threads. In the corridor, Elias tested binders. They held. Saya marched ahead, scanning walls. "One twitch, human, and I vent you." "Captain," Elias said evenly. "I've fixed worse tempers than yours. Ever calibrate a shield emitter mid-breach?" She snorted. "Your kind jury rigs. We engineer precision." They reached the suite, a sterile vault with viewport to stars, force field door, and medbay alcove. Inside, a cot, terminal, and nutrient dispenser. No windows to escape. Keth entered last, sealing the door. "Elias Rook, your blood de-aged her supremacy. Repeatable?" Elias sat, flexing his bitten wrist. Puncture marks already clotted. Human clotting. Fast and messy, no clue. I'm baseline Terran. Bleed like anyone. Ral synced data to his pad. The scans show anomalies. Your erythrocytes carry unbound proteins. Ours decay predictably. Valeth's voice crackled over intercom. Physician Prime. Test safely. Chancellor. Secure the court. No whispers of miracles yet. Keth leaned close to the force field. You refuse grandeur, human, yet you rewrite biology. Cooperate, or factions label you poison. Elias wiped blood from his palm. The cut sealed pink. Treat it like maintenance. Isolate variables. Test small. Rawl nodded grudgingly. Disciplined approach. I require samples. A drone extended. Drawing blood. Elias offered his arm. Just don't waste it on fabric. Saya watched from the door. Competence noted. Distrust remains. Hours blurred. Elias tinkered with the suite's terminal, hacking minor diagnostics. Alarms quieted outside. Then Valeth entered. Alone. Force field dropping for her. She paced, young body humming energy. Pulse races. Vision sharpens. Humans bleed miracles casually? Elias stood. We heal. You bit me. Accident sparked whatever. She gripped the cot edge, claws dimpling metal, court fractures. Keth maneuvers airs, Rawl fears spread. I need stability. Forced proximity hit. Suite sealed again. Her scent, ozone and spice filled the air. Elias backed to the wall. Diplomats talk. I'm a fixer. What's broken? You. She stepped closer, frills quivering. Species differences baffle. Your blood defies our decay. He held her gaze. Build trust. Test together, not seize. Captain Saya's voice boomed outside. Empress, breach protocols. Violeth whirled, door unsealed. Saya and Keth stormed in. Keth's calm cracked. Factions rally. They call it sorcery. Demand your execution, human. Ral followed. Scanner beeping. Cellular data confirms. Human proteins catalyze reversal. Contagious if dosed. Valeth straightened. Then dose me more. Stabilize the Empire. Elias's heart pounded. Wait. Unknown variables. She seized his wrist again, not biting. Thumb pressed the healing mark. Warmth surged between them. Keth's eyes sharpened. Bond forms. Cross-species. Unprecedented. Saya lowered rifle a fraction. Results measure loyalty. Ral prepped injector. Controlled trial. Human monitors. Elias nodded. Fine. But I lead calibration. Valeth released him, pulse sinking to his. Trust across biology. Or Empire falls. Alarms wailed anew. Faction ships approached orbit. Keth sealed the suite tighter. Time runs. Prove the miracle mechanic. Elias rolled up his sleeve. Human blood versus alien decay. Collaboration or collapse. Her hand lingered on his arm. Revelation burned. One trait bridged worlds. Elias yanked open the suite's access panel. Pipes hissed steam. He twisted a valve shut with a wrench scavenged from his toolkit. Alarms still wailed outside, but he ignored them. Biohazard. That's what they called him. Fine. He'd quarantine the damn room himself. Ral burst through the door first. The Physician Prime's frills flared red. Human, stand down. We control containment. Elias didn't pause. He ripped insulation tubing from the wall and coiled it into a basin frame. Your team's tracking contaminants everywhere. One breach, and you spike her vitals again. He soldered a quick seal with his multi-tool's plasma tip. Water gushed clean from the jury-rigged faucet. Saya flanked Rawl, rifle slung low. Her scales gleamed under the sterile lights. Imperial protocols. Save it. Elias tested the flow. Lukewarm spray hit his palm. Perfect. He slapped antimicrobial gel from his pack onto a makeshift dispenser. Wash here, or stay out. Your call. Ral's scanner beeped at the setup. Primitive. Ineffective. Works better than your gloves. Elias pointed to Rawl's suit. A micro-tear wept fluid. That's how she got dosed first time. Scrub. Or scram. Keth entered last, eyes narrowing at the hack job station. Efficiency noted, but you remain confined. Elias dried his hands on a sterile cloth. Deal. Long as I calibrate the doses. He eyed the door sealing behind them. Faction ships inbound. Time bled fast. Rahl stepped forward. Hypo and claw. Blood draw. Now. Full profile for the trial. Elias crossed his arms. Consent first. He pulled a datapad from his belt. Fingers flew across the screen. Written terms. 1. Sterile field only. 2. No samples leave this room without my cosign. 3. You log every variable. Dose volume, exposure time, her baselines. 4. I monitor vitals real time. Rahl's frills twitched. You dictate to Physician Prime. I fix crises. This is 1. Elias shoved the pad under Rahl's scanner. Sign or no blood. Saya shifted, grip tightening on her rifle. Keth watched, silent calculus in his gaze. Rahl hesitated, then clawed the agreement. Accepted, for science. Prick here. The hypo bit clean. Crimson welled, then slowed. Rahl veiled it fast. The door hissed open again. No knock. Valeth strode in, robes swirling. Youth flushed her scales, cheeks smooth, frills vibrant violet, but her eyes burned ancient fire. She waved off Saya's protest. Out. All but the mechanic. Keth bowed fractionally. Empress. Now. Her voice cracked like thunder. Guards filed out. Rahl lingered, scanner humming. Valeth sealed the door herself. She circled Elias, scent sharp, ozone laced with spice. Why fearlessness? My court trembles. You? Stone. Elias met her stare. No backing up this time. Fear wastes time. You're a system. Leaky valve, bad pressure. Fix it step by step. Her frill brushed his arm. Warm. Humans. Blood reverses decay. Yet you haggle like traitors. Builds trust. He nodded to the wash station. See? Your team's cleaner already. She pressed closer. Pulse thrummed through her scales against his skin. Demonstrate. Prove the miracle. Rahl's voice crackled over intercom. Empress, wait! Elias pulled his multi-tool, thumbed the microknife. Watch. He pricked his finger. Blood beaded bright. Time it, Doc. Rahl patched in visually. Starting now. 1 drop weld. 2 seconds. Slowed. 5. Crust formed. 10. Scab sealed tight. Elias flexed. No bleed. 10.2 seconds. Rahlal's tone flattened. Zorathian norm. 2 minutes minimum. Coagulation factor. Extraordinary. Violet's claw traced the mark. Already faded pink. Simple trait, yet rewrites biology. Elias shrugged. Human normal. You lot evolved different. Longevity trades speed. Her gaze locked. Warmth surged where she touched. Fascination grows. Cross species. Door pounded. Keth's voice filtered through. Empress. Decision made. She released Elias. Regret flickered in her stance. Enter. Keth swept in with 2 guards. Saya's picks. Armored hulks. Containment escalates. Human, you reside here. Violet's floor only. No exits. Elias scanned the bruisers. One eyed the wash station. Other blocked the viewport. Guards inside, cozy. Biohazard protocol. Keth's calm masked steel. Factions mass in orbit. They chant, purge the contaminant. Your miracle fuels sorcery claims. Saya posted by the door. I measure results. Competence buys leash length. Rahl prepped the injector with Elias's blood. First controlled dose. Human overseas. Valeth extended her arm. Stabilize me. Empire demands it. Elias checked the hypo. Volume precise. Baseline scan first. He synced his pad to Rahl's rig. Heart rate. Cell turnover. Hers spiked toward human norms already. Inject slow. Monitor for cascade. The needle pierced her scale. She hissed. Warmth bloomed under skin. Frills perked straighter. Keth watched the guards settle. One unpacked a restraint field. Trust forms. But power shifts. Succession whispers. Elias logged the data. Her pulse synced to his again. Faster. Resilient. Variables locked. Alarms spiked. Saya's comm buzzed. Faction dreadnoughts breach perimeter. Demand audience. Violet straightened, youth sharpening her poise. Delay them, mechanic. More blood. Calibrate deeper. Elias prepped another prick. Rahl objected. Overdose risk. Rules hold. Elias nodded to the list. We test together. Her claw gripped his wrist. Not bite. Pull. Bond tightened. Biology bridging chasms, but Keth's eyes gleamed calculation. Guards shifted closer. Outside, ships hummed doom. One human trait against Empire's fracture. Elias clenched the hypo. Collaboration or cull? Valeth leaned in, breath sinking. Fear me now? Never did. His free hand steadied hers, but trust, earning it. Keth smiled thin. Prove it lasts the night. Her rejuvenation accelerated. Scales gleamed. But faction lasers lit the viewport. Trust teetered on his next fix. Rawl's claw trembled as he pressed the hypo to Valeth's arm. Microdose. 0.01 milliliters. Controlled. Elias watched the scanner feed on his pad. Her frills quivered. Scales flushed deeper blue. Slow it. Heart rate climbing. The Empress held still. Her eyes locked on Elias. Pulse synced. Hers racing toward his baseline. Injection complete. Rawl stepped back. Observe. Alarms blared. Temperature spiked. 41 degrees. Elias lunged. Fever cascade. Halt everything. Violeth gasped. Sweat beaded on her scales. Frills wilted. Hot, too hot. Rawl froze. Expected variability. Stabilizers. No. Elias yanked the IV line. Improvised clamp from his toolkit pinched the flow. Cooling first. Saya. Ice packs. Wet cloths. Now. Captain Thane hesitated. Her grip tightened on her stun baton. Physician prime commands. Valeth's voice cut sharp. Obey the human. All of you. His lead. Saya snapped orders. Guards scrambled. Frost packs slapped against Valeth's neck, chest. Elias adjusted the drip. Rehydration saline. Human-tuned flow rate. 1 drop per second. No overload. Rawl sputtered. This defies protocol. Unverified methods. Results matter. Elias wiped her brow. Her breath steadied. Fever dipped to 39. Human blood integrates fast. Your doses overload her channels. Valeth gripped his sleeve. Claws pricked fabric, not skin. It burns, then clears. Trust the fix. Elias monitored. Cell turnover normalized. Her scales regained sheen. Youth sharpened her features, cheekbones higher, eyes brighter. Keth leaned against the console. His tail flicked once. Intriguing reversal. Human improvisation triumphs. Elias ignored him. Pad beeped. Stable. Fever broken. Rehydration holding. Rawl crossed his arms. Luck, not science. Repeatable. Elias pulled data logs. Your spike matched my model. Tweak the protocol. Valeth sat up. Strength flooded back. Show him. Elias sketched on his pad. Spaced microdoses. 0.05 milliliters. Every 4 hours. Immediate scans pre and post. Cooling station ready. No variances. Rawl scanned the plan. Frills twitched. Primitive, but metrics align. Implement. Valeth nodded to Saya. Enforce it. Guards saluted. Saya eyed Elias. Competence noted. Humans deliver. Keth slipped from the medbay. Hall shadows swallowed him. He paused at a side terminal. Lab tech hunched there, scrolling results. Copy the scans. Keth slid a data chit across. Gems glinted. Bribe weight. X eyes widened. Chancellor, discretion pays. Keth's voice stayed silk. Succession stability demands it. Tech pocketed the chit. Files transferred. Keth vanished into his office. Desk console hummed alive. He drafted the memo. Empress rejuvenation. Human factor volatile. Recommend interim council. Factions mobilize. Viewport flashed. Dreadnought beams swept close. Perimeter alarms wailed. Back in medbay, Elias prepped the next dose. Valeth watched his hands. Precise, steady. You command my court now? Fix problems. Elias synced monitors. Not thrones. Her claw brushed his. Warmth lingered. Yet you hold my life. Pulse synced again. Faster. Deeper. Saya's calm crackled. Empress. Factions demand entry. Claim human sabotage. Valeth rose. Youth lent her stride fire. Admit none. Elias. Dose me. Prove it public, Ral protested. Risk. Rules. Elias held up the list. Spaced. Monitored. Needle pricked. Warmth bloomed, controlled. No spike. Her frills perked vibrant. Keth's memo pinged recipients. Court lords stirred. Elias logged the win. One trait. Adaptability. Against Empire's storm, Valeth leaned close. Breath ghosted his ear. They fear what you awaken. Outside, dreadnoughts locked weapons. Elias steadied the hypo. Then we calibrate trust, dose by dose. Her gaze held his. Biology bridged. Power teetered.
Saya burst in. Breaches confirmed.
Armed boarding parties. Valeth's claws flexed. Defend the human, he mends us all. Elias grabbed his kit. Cooling packs, drips. Protocol locked. Factions hammered the hull. Lasers scorched. One human mechanic. Empire's fracture line. Ral sealed the bay. Your plan holds. For now. Keth's shadow moved corridors. Memo spread. Whispers ignited. Valeth pulled Elias behind her throne dais. Forced proximity. Her scales brushed his arm. Heat not fever. Stay. Her order softened. Need you whole. He nodded. Pad vibrated. Keth's copied data leaked. Sabotage incoming. Guards clashed outside. Stun fire popped. Elias recalibrated. Trust or trap. Her hand found his. Grip tightened. Cross-species bond sealed in crisis. Dreadnought rams hit. Deck shuddered. Protocol holds. Elias voiced calm. We adapt. Violet's eyes gleamed. Alien fascination met human grit. Keth's voice boomed over comms. Empress compromised. Initiate succession. Betrayal lit the fight. Elias primed the next dose. Savior or spark. Her fever might break empires. Valeth's claws dug into Elias's arm. She yanked him through the throne room doors. Holographic feeds flickered across the vast chamber. Thousands of nobles watched from orbital links. The air hummed with tension. Her rejuvenated scales gleamed under the lights. Seat him here. She shoved Elias onto the throne dais beside her. My evidence. The human who mends empires. Elias scanned the room. Tiered balconies overflowed with alien courtiers, their multifaceted eyes locked on him. Whispers hissed through translators. He adjusted his tool belt. Practicality first. No time for awe. Chancellor Keth Varun stepped forward from the front row. His robes swirled like oil. Empress, this spectacle risks stability. The human's blood destabilized you. Proof demands ritual. Violet's tail lashed. Proof? I stand renewed. Elias Rook lives. Debate ends. A noble rose from the second tier. Lord Draven Kor. Elias recalled from briefings. Ambition etched his frilled crest. Renewed or cursed? Empire law requires blood right for alien-touched claims. The human endures the trial of veins, or we void your restoration. Murmurs swelled. Holoscreens amplified Draven's demand. Bleed on command. Hold vigil till dawn. Faint, and he's contaminant. Valeth's grip tightened on her throne arm. Elias felt her heat radiate. Forced proximity. Her scent, ozone and spice, filled his space. He stood. No refusal. Action spoke. Ritual skips protocol. I demonstrate. Draven sneered. Human arrogance. Bleed now. Elias pulled his multi-tool. Flicked the blade. Court gasped. He sliced his palm clean. Blood welled red. Hot sting registered. He ignored it. Gasps turned to silence. He pressed a sealant patch from his kit. Nanites hissed, knitting flesh. Wound closed in seconds. No stagger. No faint. He walked the dais length. Steady steps. Turned back. Palm up. Scar faint pink. Clot. Seal. Adapt. Elias met Draven's eyes. You're right. Waste of blood. Courtiers erupted. Impossible. He defies endurance. Byleth's breath caught. Her claws flexed toward him. Alien fascination gleamed in her gaze. Draven's frill flared rage red. He lunged from his seat. Hidden blade glinted in his sleeve, aimed at Elias's throat. Captain Sci-Fi moved like lightning. Her armored form blurred. She intercepted. Gauntlet clamped Draven's wrist. Blade clattered. Restraint snapped on with a whine. Assassin. Saya's voice cut cold. Plotter secured. Guards swarmed. Draven thrashed. Lies. The human poisons her. Valeth rose. Voice boomed through every feed. Elias Rook is my protected asset. No touch without my seal. Purge the palace. Root every traitor tied to Keth's whispers. Keth's face paled on his balcony. He bowed smooth. As you command, Empress. Elias watched the Chancellor retreat into shadows. Data leak earlier. Keth's doing. Trust teetered. Saya dragged Draven away. Blood smeared the floor. Elias's drop. Already drying. Nobles stared. Human normal. Their miracle. Violeth pulled Elias close. Her hand brushed his sealed palm, scales warm against skin. You turn rights to lessons. They see now. Calibration. Elias flexed his hand. One cut at a time. Her eyes held his. Biology bridged. Power shifted. Ralnami approached the dais. Physician primes robes crisp. Empress. His blood accelerates closure. Repeatable? Test it. Valeth nodded to Elias. Under guard. Ral scanned the palm. Device beeped. Healing rate exceeds our med gel by factors. Courtiers leaned in. Holofeed zoomed. Keth's voice cut from comms. Caution, physician. Human biology. Contagious variable. Ral stiffened. Variables demand isolation. Valeth's tail coiled protective. He stays. Mends me. Elias felt her pull. Forced proximity locked. Her rejuvenated form pressed near, youthful vigor humming. Cross-species bond tightened. Saya returned. Purge underway. 3 guards defected. Keth's faction. Contain. Valeth ordered. Elias calibrates my next dose. Ral protested. Risk multiplies. De-aging cascades unknown. Elias opened his kit. Hypo ready. Dose precise. Monitor vitals. Valeth extended her arm. Needle pierced scale. Serum flowed. His blood derivative. Stabilizer. She exhaled sharp. Strength surged. More. Court watched. Alien ruler dependent. Human mechanic key. Keth circled below, eyes calculating. Empress, succession protocols. Silent. Valeth snapped. Or joined Draven. Pulse steady. Pulse steady. De-aging held. Simple human trait. Blood resilience. Held empire. Saya posted at his side. Competence noted. Human. But blades find gaps. Adapt. Elias met her gaze. We seal them. Her crest dipped respect. Distrust thawed. Ral took samples. Proof builds. Slowly. Valeth leaned into Elias. Whisper for him alone. They question. You. Anchor. Her breath ghosted his neck. Heat built, not fever. Trust forged in proximity. Alarms blared. Holoscreens flashed. Orbital incursion. Keth's dreadnoughts return. Keth bolted for exits. Guards pursued. Violeth stood tall. Defend, Elias. With me, she dragged him again, toward war room. Throne room emptied in chaos. Elias gripped his kit. One human. Empire's fracture. Her hand found his. Grip iron. Ral trailed. Contagion spreads, Saya blocked him. Results first. Dreadnought shadows loomed on screens. Lasers charged. Valeth's eyes burned. Immense. We fight. Elias primed defenses. Human grit met alien storm. Bond sealed. Keth's calm hacked in. Human spark ignites fall. Purge him. Explosions rocked the palace. Deck tilted. Violeth shielded Elias. Claws out. Never. Trust or trap. Dose by dose. Her youth. His blood. Empire's gamble. Captain Saya sealed the doors. Hold the line. Elias recalibrated. Survival lesson live. Bleed. Seal. Endure. But Keth's forces breached inner halls. Footsteps thundered. Valeth drew her blade. For the human who remakes us. Romance sparked in crisis. Biology bent. Power fractured. One trait against all. Adapt. Empress Valeth shoved Elias through the hatch. Metal clanged shut behind them. Alarms wailed. She punched the quarantine seal. Red lights pulsed. No one enters. No one leaves. We travel now. Elias stumbled into the mobile palace wing. Compact luxury, a sealed shuttle pod, armored for orbital evac, plush benches lined walls. Medstation hummed in the corner. His kit rattled on the deck. Breaches echoed outside. Keth's forces pounding inner halls. Valith's claws scraped controls. Engines thrummed. The pod lurched upward. Private, Vector, to the outer bastion. Her voice cut sharp. Youth flushed her scales. His blood's miracle still held, but eyes darted to viewports. Shadows of dreadnoughts loomed. Elias steadied himself, checked his bandages. Human blood had de-aged her, saved her from decay. Now it painted a target on him. Quarantine makes sense. But I'm not your only patient, if infection spreads. She whirled. Crest flared. You anchor me. They hunt the variable. You. Pod banked hard. G-forces pinned them. Her hand braced his shoulder. Warmth seeped through fabric. Not fever. Something else. Physician Prime Ral's voice crackled over comms. Empress, open. Contagion protocol demands isolation. From him. Denied. Violeth killed the link. Pod stabilized. Stars wheeled outside. Ral fears your biology. Proof lags. Elias unzipped his kit. Pulled sterile gloves. Human basics. Soap. Antiseptics. Debridement tools. Alien medtech gleamed nearby. Nanites. Gene weavers. Useless against their crude infections. Show me your warnings first. Train now. Or risk it all. Her gaze locked. Curiosity sparked. She stepped close. Too close. Scales brushed his arm. Teach. He held up a faded label from his kit. English print. Hazard icons. Red triangle. Biohazard. Crossed bones. Poison. Read it. Say it back. Valith's frills twitched. She leaned in. Breath ghosted his neck. Bio. Hazard. Claws traced the ink. Precise. Hungry. Humans mark death so small. Small saves lives. Elias snapped gloves on her talons. Oversized. She flexed. Awkward. Sterile technique. Touch nothing raw. Scrub like this. He demonstrated sync protocol. Soap foamed. Water hissed. She mimicked. Clumsy at first. Scales shed under spray. Then smooth. Efficient. Your rituals. Primitive. Effective. Pod shuddered. Turbulence from pursuit. Elias gripped a rail. Practice on me. Check my dressings. Valith's eyes gleamed. She reached for his bandaged forearm. Fingers hovered, then pressed. Gentle. Exploratory. Heat bloomed where she touched. His pulse jumped. Not pain. Stop! Elias pulled back. Firm. Rules. No skin contact without gloves. No blood exchange. Your empire sees every glance. Her crest dipped. Challenge flickered. I command galaxies. You command this. But she gloved up, obeyed. Comm buzzed. Captain Seya's face hollow flickered. Pod escort flanked them. Empress clear to bastion, but ground teams report. A guard burst into the pod's antechamber. Seya's man, scale plate dented, arm clutched, puss seeped through field dressing. Captain, wound from breach. Festers. Seya shouting forward. Human. Prove it again. Elias dropped to action. Goal. Stabilize. No time for debate. Bench. Now. Guard slumped. Elias sliced the dressing. Wound gaped. Jagged laser burn. Necrotic edges. Alien flesh swelled purple. Sepsis brewing. Valith watched. Silent. Intense. Scalpel. Elias prepped debridement. Irrigation syringe first. Flushed pus. Guard hissed. Hold still. Cutting dead tissue. Blade bit clean. Excised rot. Bleeding controlled. Pressure. Clamps. Human field surgery. 101. Rawls comm hacked in. Barbaric. Nanites would. Shut it! Seya snarled. B lives. Elias packed the wound. Antibiotic gel from kit. Human strain broad spectrum. Bandage tight. No weight on it. Check fever hourly. Guard nodded. Color returned. Shock averted. Valith's claws flexed. You carve ruin to rebirth. No machines. Machines fail dirty wounds. Elias sealed the pack. Humans adapt. Guard saluted. Weak but steady. Healer saves. Loyalty shifts. Saya's jaw tightened. She pulled Valeth aside. Voice low, but Elias heard. Troops whisper. Human men's what we can't. Morale surges to him. Keth spins it. Witch blood corrupts. Backlash brews in the ranks. Isolate him, or lose control. Valeth's gaze snapped to Elias. Iron. He stays. We build trust. Pod docked. Bastion clamps thudded. Outer fortress. Neutral ground. Keth's dreadnoughts orbited distant. Standoff. Doors hissed. Chancellor Keth waited outside. Flanked by elites. Calm mask. Empress. Yield the human. Stabilize succession. Bela stepped forward. Elias at her side. Her hand brushed his. Gloved. Accidental? Intentional? He remakes me. Questions end. Keth's eyes narrowed. Blood miracle or plague? Raoul's samples scream instability. Elias felt the weight. Every touch, a weapon. Her proximity, political firestorm. Raoul pushed through. Scanner whirring. Test him now. Repeatable proof, or purge. Saya blocked. Results. Speak. Guard walks. Valeth's crest rose. Private consults resume. Inside, they entered Bastion Core. Sealed chambers. Elias unpacked. Valeth lingered close. They circle. You steady me. He nodded. Checked her vitals. Human cuff on alien wrist. Pulse synced odd. Stronger, younger. One dose at a time. Trust the process. Her frill brushed his cheek. Testing. Process or bond. Heat built. Pod alarms faded. New scans beeped. Keth's shadow loomed on monitors. Factions polarized. Human grit versus alien storm. Elias primed next lesson. Sterile field expanded. Guard recovered in corner. Saya watched doors. Raoul fumed. Valeth touched his glove. Lingered. Teach more. Contact rule bent. Empire teetered. One human trait. Adapt. Ignited change. But Keth's fleets massed. Incursion renewed. Explosions rocked the bastion. Breaches again. Valeth drew blade. With me. Elias gripped Kit. Her hand found his. Bare now. Skin to scale. Political fuse lit. Trust demanded more. Blood called. Guards shoved Elias from his bunk. Midnight klaxons hummed low. Chancellor's orders. Hidden lab. Move. Elias twisted free. One hand clamped his kit. The other probed the wall panel. Palace systems. Familiar now, like ship conduits. Predictable. Secure him, lead guard lunged. Scales rasped armor. Elias slammed the override. Fire suppression vents screamed open. White foam erupted. Thick. Choking. Corridors flooded in seconds. Guards slipped, cursed in guttural clicks. He bolted. Foam slicked floors. Emergency lights pulsed red. Human lungs burned less in the mess. Adapt. Improvise. Alarms wailed. Bulkheads sealed behind. Elias ducked a side vent. Crawled. Palace schematics burned in his mind. Valeth's briefings. Maintenance runs. His territory now. Boots thundered. Guards hacked doors. Human, halt! He dropped into a service duct. Wrenched a grate. Sparks flew. Free. Saya's voice barked ahead. Intruders! State authority! Laser fire cracked. Elias peered out. Captain Thane pinned two guards. Her blade pinned a third's throat. Keth's codes. Recorded. Treason. The lead guard spat foam. Chancellor commands the variable. Empress weakens. Saya cuffed them. Her crest flared. She strengthens. You end. She spotted Elias. Rifle snapped up. Then down. Rook. Intact. He climbed out. Kit slung. Foam did the work. Your timing? Monitors caught the pull. Proof links Keth. She shoved a guard forward. Walk. To her. They marched. Foam dripped. Palace stirred. Servants peered from alcoves. Vaith waited in the strategy chamber. Throne loomed under hollow maps. Incursion fleets blinked red, held at bay. Her frill quivered. Youth gleamed in her scales. Elias's bloodwork. Saya dumped the prisoners. Recordings, Majesty. Chancellor's voice. Extract the human. Lab isolation. No traces. Violet's eyes locked on the hollow playback. Keth's calm tone. The mechanic's blood destabilizes. Secure him before factions fracture. Elias stood steady. Kit at feet, no flinch, doors hissed. Keth entered. Flanked by aides. Calm mask, cracked. Majesty, drills only. Valeth rose. Blade gleamed. Drills with my blood source? Proof damns you. She gestured witnesses, courtiers, techs. Chancellor Varuan overreaches, authority stripped. Fleet command revoked. Custody pending trial. Keth's vents hissed. Rash. Ral concurs. Plague risk. Silence. Valeth waved Saya. Guards hauled him. Aides scattered. Chamber cleared. Tension eased. Violeth turned to Elias. Her hand brushed his arm. Bare scales warm. You escaped their trap.
Systems bent to your will. Maintenance logic.
Elias unpacked Vital's cuff. Humans fix brakes. Not impressed by guards. Saya nodded. Competence noted. Guard stands down. Rawl burst in. Physician Prime's robes swirled. Scanner thrust forward. Termination now. Blood use ends. Samples mutate cells. Unstable. Contagion spreads. Valeth's crest flattened. He remakes me. Youth returns. Empire needs it. Rawl jabbed at Elias. This, mammal. His fluids warp ours. Repeatable? No. Purge the source. Elias stepped forward. Calm. Practical. Not purge. Safer dose. He pulled a hypo from Kit. Microfiltration. Human blood plasma only. No cells. Antibodies target your decay enzymes. Test batch ready. Rawl snatched the vial. Scanner word. Filtration? Untested. Tested on Sims. Your own data. Elias tapped the chamber console. Hollow bloomed. Projections. Decay curves flattened. 1 cc plasma. Intravenous. Monitors every second. If stable. Scale up. Violeth's gaze lingered. Your trait, adapt, turns peril to path. Rawl hesitated, scanned deeper. Projections hold. Minimal risk. Administer. Valeth extended arm. Scales parted for vein. Elias gloved precise. No bare touch now. Focus. Needle pierced. Plasma flowed clear. Vitals beeped. Her pulse steadied. Stronger. Rawl grunted. Stable. For now. Saya crossed arms. Human proves again. Valeth's frill brushed Elias's shoulder. Close. Intentional. Private consult. Now. Chamber sealed. Rawl and Saya withdrew. Alone. Her eyes gleamed. They steal you like scrap. You remake Palace into ally. Simple engineering. Elias checked readouts. Trust the data. She leaned in. Breath warm on his neck. Alien scent. Ozone. Spice. Data or us. Her claw traced his glove edge. Heat rose. Species gap narrowed. Her youth pulsed vibrant. His blood bridged it. Alarms spiked. Console flashed. Keth's loyalists. Armory breach. Violeth drew blade. With me. Elias gripped Kit. Her hand found his, bare skin to scale. Fuse reignited. They charged corridors. Lasers cracked distant. Trust demanded blood. And more. Saya met them at Nexus. Hold the core. Keth rallies remnants. Rawl flanked. Scanner ready. Defend the miracle. Elias hacked a panel. Turrets word online. Human fix clicked. Valeth slashed a saboteur. Scales unmarred. Together. Loyalists swarmed. Blades clashed. Foam vents primed again. Elias's trap set. One fell. Proof mounted. Empire shifted. But Keth's voice boomed hollow. Yield the human. Or Bastion falls. Her grip tightened. Never. Elias cued Plasma Batch 2. Safer path opened. Bond deepened. War brewed. Captain Thane barked orders. Flank them! Elias dodged a bolt. Kit secure. Evented steam. Scalding burst. Screams echoed. Valeth spun. Grace lethal. Your systems sing for you. Palace breathes like any rig. He patched a door seal. Locked. Rawl dosed a wounded guard. Plasma works. Stabilizes. Proof spread. Factions watched feeds. Keth's face filled screens. Betrayal. The blood corrupts. Violeth countered. It saves. She hurled a blade, pinned his proxy. Loyalists wavered. Surrendered. Silence fell. Core secure. Valeth pulled Elias close. Frill flared full. You. My steady. Skin met scale. Pulse synced. Human trait grit wove empires, but outer feeds blinked. Fleets shifted. Keth escaped. Door hissed. New shadow loomed. Ral warned. Scan spike. External breach. Elias primed defenses. Her hand stayed. Bond sealed. Next dose waited. Elias slammed the control panel shut. Sparks died. The outer door sealed with a hydraulic hiss. Valeth's claws dug into his shoulder. Her frill pulsed violet against his neck. Breach contained. For now. Ral yanked his scanner from a guard's vein. No contaminants. Your steam trap worked, human. Captain Thane reloaded her pulse rifle. Keth's probes. He tests us. Elias wiped sweat from his brow. His kit lay open on the core console. Plasma vials glinted under emergency lights. The Empress's next dose waited. But her eyes, sharp, youthful, locked on him. No hunger. Just mead. We can't keep doing direct feeds. Elias grabbed a vial. He held it up. Your court's watching every drop. Keth spins it as corruption. We make a synthetic analog, fractionate my plasma, replicate the key proteins. No more biting the diplomat. Valeth's tail coiled around his leg. Scales warm through his jumpsuit. You offer freedom from me? Freedom for both. He pulled a synthesizer from his kit. Human tech. Jury-rigged for alien biochem. I've run the sims. Your physician prime has the data. We start now. Rahl stepped forward. His crest flattened in doubt. Irresponsible. Human blood defies our models. One anomaly, and she destabilizes. Estet. Elias slotted the vial into the machine. It whirred. Filters spun. Isolate the rejuvenator, beta endorphins, growth factors, whatever your scans flagged. Pumped it through a neutral medium. Valeth nodded. Her voice cut the air. Rahl, proceed, under my authority. Thane posted guards at the vents. If it fails, I end the variable. Elias ignored her. He monitored the readouts. Human stubbornness. Treat it like a busted engine. Fix the leak, not the whole rig. The synthesizer beeped. First batch dripped into a sterile chamber. Clear, odorless, no red taint. Rahl snatched it. He fed it into his analyzer. Lines spiked green. Stable. Proteins match 80 to 7%. No viral markers. Close enough. For trial 1, Elias prepped the injector. Dose her low. Monitor vitals. Valeth extended her arm. Inner scale parted like silk. Elias pressed the needle home. Her pulse thrummed under his thumb. Energy surged through her. Frill flared crimson. She flexed her claws. Rams holds. Vision sharpens. Rahl's scanner hummed. Rejuvenation curve mirrors direct exposure. No rejection. Dependency markers absent. The Thane lowered her rifle a fraction. Proof. Elias exhaled. Scale it. Full program. Factories across your empire. Humans donate voluntary. No chains. Valeth rose. Her gown whispered against the deck. Youth made her tower, scales gleaming, eyes like forged obsidian. You rewrite my survival, your empires. He packed his kit.
Keth's gone. Fleet's mass at the rim.
Stabilized now. Hollow screens flickered. Court feeds live. Factions leaned in. Rahl bowed. Analog confirmed. Repeatable. Her Majesty endures without the source. Valeth turned to the primary console. Her claw danced over seals. Transmit treaty draft. Words scrolled. Protected status for human envoys. Ban on coerced extraction, empire-wide. She signed with a flourish. Imperial glyph burned into the ether. Law now. Humans shielded. No more hunts. Cheers erupted from loyalist channels. Dissent feeds glitched silent. Elias watched her. Pulse still synced from the core fight. Her tail brushed his hand. Intentional. Keth's face intruded on a subscreen. Madness. She yields to the contaminant. Valeth smashed the hollow. Shards rained. He flees to the outer lords. We end him later. Thane saluted. Loyalists hold the bastion. Fleets pivot to us. Rallo cleared his throat. Majesty.
Succession stirs.
Youth eternal? The court demands stability. Valeth's gaze pinned Elias. Her frill softened to indigo. Stability. She stepped close. Breath feathered his ear, scented of ozone and spice. Human, you anchor me. Bond with me. Formal, legitimize your place. Secure the throne. Elias's heart kicked. Her scales grazed his jaw. Warm, alive, alien wonder stared back, fascinated, vulnerable. Court gasped through the feeds. Thane stiffened. A consort. Human? Ral's crest spiked. Biologically? Proposed terms. Valith cut them. Her claw traced his collarbone. You saved me. Claim your due. Elias met her eyes. No grandeur impressed him. Just her. Empress. Woman. Puzzle solved. I accept. One condition. Her tail tightened. Name it. Fun shared labs. Human-alien research. Open your borders. Let my kind in. Trade knowledge, not blood. Silence gripped the core. Ral's scanner beeped forgotten. Valith's laugh echoed, low, throaty, bold. You demand my empire's gates? For both our kinds. He held her gaze. Your rejuvenation, our endurance. Together. She pulled him flush. Scale to skin. Frill enveloped his shoulders. Agreed, vow sealed. Claws pricked his palm. Hers bled a drop onto his. Warm, binding. Hollow seals flashed. Bond registered. Imperial consort. Feeds exploded. Cheers drowned Keth's remnants. Thane knelt, my blade to the pair. Ral bowed deep. Science advances. Valith's lips brushed his temple. No fangs, just promise. You humble me, Elias Rook. My steady mechanic. He gripped her waist. Human grit, net alien fire. Palace runs smooth now. Outer alarms pinged. Fleets inbound. Loyal. But a shadow feed blinked. Keth's sigil. One word. Accelerate. Valith tensed. He rallies the fringe. We face it bonded. Her hand stayed his. Vow rewritten. Empire breathed new. But war's shadow loomed larger.